So many reasons why you're wonderful, you my love. Now you want to retire with my love. Say all the little good things you'll do to make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me.
Question is that, am I happy being home? You cannot just carry your bag and be walking and be doing shakara if you're going to the market. You know to hold your purse properly.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's video is a bit of a different one. We've got a guest in the house. Her name is Modesta and she's also a YouTuber. Her channel name is Modesta Lifestyle. As some of you already know, I relocated back to Nigeria from UK, and so far I've gotten some interesting questions like, why did you return to Nigeria of all places? What are you coming to do in Nigeria? And Modesta is one of them. So she's here today to ask me this question and more questions to know why I made the move. Just to let you know that this is the part 2 of this video. So the part 1 is on Modesta's channel. I will leave the link in the description box so you can check that out too. So Modesta, take it away.
What was the transition from the UK down to Nigeria like? Was there any challenges? And what was the cost? Just like roughly. Was there any challenges you had, especially moving with your children, settling down their school and all the rest?
Yes, this whole transition is not cheap. At some point I was like, do we really have to do this? Like, it was really expensive to do. But this kind of move is not something you wake up one morning and just decide you want to take your whole family to Nigeria. It is something you must have been planning years before. For my husband and I, we always knew that we were going to relocate to Nigeria at some point. But the only thing is, at this stage in our life, and I just felt good to do it. It felt right to do it. We prayed about it as a family, and we got the conviction to do it. And yeah, here we are. So for the transition, for my children, I think because we've been talking about it in England, it didn't really come as a shock to them. We talked about the NEPA lights. We talked about the not so good road. We talked about the hold up. We talked about the people. We talked about, like, you know how Nigeria is. We have conversation about it. I show them videos on YouTube. We watch Wodemaya's video. We watch Tayo Aine's videos. We watch Ifoma Media on YouTube. So it gave them an idea, like a picture of what to expect. I am super proud of my children. They really took it well. I remember when we arrived newly and Nepa took the light. My daughter used her phone, you know, the touch light in her phone. She used it and she put it on, and they were making shadows and patterns on the wall. They used their hand, like their fingers, to make different patterns, on the wall with their shadows, and they just, you know, they just have fun with it. When we're going out and there is hold up, not a problem, as long as you buy gala for them and Fanta. As long as you buy gala for them, then add Fanta for them to step it down with. They are good to go. They are fine. They want the hold up to even continue for as long as possible because they know they're going to be eating all sorts in the car. I won't necessarily say we have challenge. When it comes to taking them out of school, we took permission from the school. The plan actually is to take a sabbatical leave, 1 year sabbatical leave with the family to Nigeria, spend some time here. If we come here and like it, we stay. If we don't, we take our bags and, you know, head back to England. But I hope it doesn't come to that because so far we're actually enjoying it here in Nigeria. My children are loving it. So when it comes to the cost of moving stuff, that was actually expensive because we shipped everything. The cost was in the thousands. It wasn't cheap at all. So like I said before, this is not something you wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm tired of staying here in England, I'm going back to Nigeria. That is not, you can't do that. So it takes years of preparation to do this.
Are you working right now? Aside from YouTube, you are a lifestyle vlogger here on YouTube. Aside from YouTube, what else do you do in Nigeria? Are you working?
Yes, I am working here in Nigeria, but I work for myself. Like I said earlier, by the grace of God, my husband and I, we have an established business in England. So like I will always do in England, I basically do what I would normally do in England. I basically do the same thing here. Because of the way we set our business up, we have a system in place. Like everything that has to do with the business, we're able to access it from home. When it comes to the financial side of things, we communicate with our accountant over there. So that is what we've been doing, and so far so good. The only difference is While in England, I can just decide to drive in and meet with the staff and, you know, see what is happening there. But here, I can't do that. So Fridays, I call in, we do video calls, I speak with the manager and the deputy. We have like a little management meeting every week. And I've got my checklist that the manager has to fill in every Friday. We drafted it in a way that every aspect of the business is highlighted and the manager is required to complete it every week so that we can see what is happening. If there are any issues, we can see it and we tackle it as soon as we can. YouTube for me is something I do on the side just because I have the time. Life can be busy sometimes. Remember, I've got 4 children, but YouTube is something I've always loved. And the way I do my YouTube, I don't do it in a way that it becomes stressful for me. As you can tell from the number of my subscribers and views I get on YouTube, that can sustain myself and my family. So I actually work from home and I do YouTube on the side because I've got the time. Hopefully I blow on YouTube and that will be a bonus.
Is there any challenges, any regrets? Are you enjoying Nigeria or you are just surviving? You are just How is Lagos traffic like? Lagos is one of the cities in Nigeria actually I wanted to live, but each time I'm passing through, because when we're coming back to Nigeria, normally if I land in Lagos airport, we'll pass through before I get to my destination. The traffic, almost the heat, no be here. Lagos is highly populated. How do you cope with all this?
What sort of question is that? Am I happy being home? I have never been this happy for a very long time. Coming back to Nigeria, just, I don't know, there's this peace, there's this, finally we made it, finally I am here. I like the fact that I can visit my parents anytime I want to and they can actually do the same. I don't have to spend so much to go and see them. They can come whenever they want to. Just recently, before school started, we went to their place. They live on the mainland while we are living on the island. We went to their place and we spent 8 days with them and it was so beautiful. My parents were really, I've never seen them this happy before. My parents were so happy. They spoiled my children. My children really had the best time of their lives and they can't wait to do it again whenever they have their next school holiday. I like the fact that when I go to the market, all I see is fresh. Like the freshness of the foods in the market are just amazing and it reflects in the taste of the food when you finish cooking it. Like the food here is, I've been enjoying so much. We are not surviving at all, we are living. Like we are living and having the best time of our lives. I know people would say, oh, what about the insecurities in Nigeria? The kidnapping, the stealing, the banditry, the terrorism, like every bad thing on earth. People say it happens in Nigeria. I know. But it's not always as they portray it in the media. I'm here now. I'm living in the system. Nigeria is not that bad the way people are making it. We have our challenges and struggle, but trust me, it is not that bad. The good thing here in Nigeria is you know where these things happen and you try to avoid it. Like you know that when you're going to the market, you cannot just carry your bag and be walking and be doing shakara if you're going to the market. You know to hold your purse properly. You know there are some areas that you don't even bother to go to because of the kind of things that happens there. Somehow we know where these things happen. Any sensible person is going to avoid those places. In England, you don't even know where these things happen. Someone can just wake up one morning and decide, I'm tired of living, but I'm not going down alone. I want to go with so many people. They will just go randomly into the supermarket and just start shooting spray. Or somebody can just drive their car or van or truck or whatever into a crowd of people. So these things happen when you don't even expect it. So if you ask me, when it comes to all the challenges, like the not so good things that happens in Nigeria, I won't allow that to deter me from visiting. You can visit, spend some time and see how you get on before making the plunge. Like I said before, this sort of thing is not something you do in a rush. It's not something you wake up one morning and say, okay, that's it, I'm leaving. You have to see how far you can go by visiting, maybe for 1 month or 3 months, depending on your situation. If you can afford to stay for 3 months, 6 months. In our case, we are here for 1 year sabbatical. So far it's going well, so we might just end up staying here and this will just be it, and we'll just be visiting England and any other country if we wish to. If you want to know more about my Nigerian diary, you can check my channel. I've got a series of interesting videos that you can watch to see what we've been up to while in Nigeria. So thank you so much, Modesta, for this collaboration. I really had fun filming this video because I can't wait to tell anybody that cares to listen about my stay in Nigeria. So thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe if you've not done so already, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye bye.
Say all the little good things you do to make me know. This distance is taking a hold on me for sure.